Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Kevin Lee. Let's queer up South Florida and Florida. Florida officials tear up South Beach Rainbow Crosswalk amid LGBTQ outcry. The stories of pride disappeared from Ocean Drive Sunday evening as crews from the Florida Department of Transportation began tearing up Miami Beach's iconic Rainbow Crosswalk. This is a symbol long celebrated by the LGBTQ plus community. Shortly after 6 p.m., the Miami Herald observed workers using an excavator and sledgehammer to actually remove the vibrant pavers at 12th Street and Ocean Drive, just steps from Twist, one of South Beach's most famous gay bars. A crowd quickly gathered, beachgoers, residents, and drag performers watching in disbelief as the colors of the crosswalk vanished. The removal comes under FDOT's directive ordering cities like Miami Beach, Fort Lauderdale, and Key West to eliminate pavement art associated with social, political, and ideological messages, or risk losing state funding. Drag performer CC Glitzer was getting ready for a show at Palace Bar and Restaurant along with Akasha O'Hara Lords and Teepee Lords when they heard about the crosswalk. CC Glitzer said, "It's very emotional to see that our people and our pride is getting erased just like that. It's very painful." Together, these queens protested the action, chanting, "Miami Beach forever proud." City Commissioner Alex Fernandez condemned the unannounced action, saying, "Why waste so many resources, so much tax dollars to remove something that is safe, that is beautiful, that is iconic, that is embraced by everyone?" On Facebook, Fernandez wrote that FDOT's ruling runs contrary to the fact that our Rainbow Crosswalk has proven to be among the safest on Ocean Drive and called it heartbreaking for the city that is a symbol of diversity, inclusion, and equity. Local residents called the removal appalling. As the dust settled, community members vowed to repaint the rainbow. You know, it's really interesting because I haven't been here that many years in Florida, but what I do know is that this story really kind of brought up the fact that Miami Beach is known for being a very gay inclusive. I've been to many events, and many shows, many bars, many businesses in the area, and I just appreciate that I feel safe walking in the streets. But if I was walking on the street this day, I would not feel safe. I would feel under attack. I would feel less than important in the world, less than valued. And I think it's truly a travesty. You know, when we enter the state of Florida from what I call civilization, and we see that beautiful sign, "Welcome to Florida," I think they need to change it to "Welcome to totalitarianism, heteronormative narratives that are willing to erase your identity if you contradict their political views." And really, that's what's happening with DeSatan and FDOT. Did I say that? I meant DeSantis. And we really have a right to shine.
Absolutely. I think the leaders in South Beach would be wise to follow the example of Key West, because in Key West is installing these sort of arches so that it's not on the street, which is the purview of the state or whatever. Something that goes overhead instead
Interesting option.
And I think it's nice. A rainbow overhead, like a rainbow arch, I think would be kind of a nice thing.
Kevin, I think the mention of authoritarianism is a great thought. Because, you know, something I remember that this has all been reminding me of is when I was in high school, there was a school police officer. I know, don't get any weird ideas, people. And he used to say he went to the Soviet Union once and it looked so gray. And while I would say that the Soviet Union probably looks more colorful than people would say, but at the same time, like, I feel like we're getting that view of the quote-unquote sunshine state is going to get so gray. And I mean that, like, because they're not just taking away rainbows that are, like, they've also taken away, like, the Daytona 500 checkers have been removed. Non-rainbow artwork. And this is a beautiful Art Deco.
Good point.
I wouldn't even say this is a true rainbow. This is more of a beautiful, colorful Art Deco piece that they just rip up as if it's allegedly, like, they're just turning the sunshine state into the gray state. This is awful. And the only other thing, two other things I'll say is, I'm glad that there were people there that were saying to the workers, shame. And I do mean that, because some people say, well, should you say that? Like, yes, you're choosing that particular job. If you're in construction, there are other construction jobs in Florida. There are tons of them. You can go do something else. But also, the Miami Beach commissioners, I feel for them, but at the same time, not that long ago, they were considering censoring the free speech of a theater.
Yes.
And now I hope they understand with the shoe on the other foot that suppressing free speech is never a good idea. And I hope that Miami Beach is able to recover from this.
Great point.
Yeah, I've said this before, and the impact of removing that crosswalk is not just on our emotions and our feels and our identity. The impact of tourism in South Florida and Miami Beach is they're going to take a hit. Hotels.
They already are.
People stay longer because they feel safe, they feel comfortable, they feel relatable. Restaurants that are very close to that crosswalk, Twist, that was just steps away. That's where people want to spend most of their time, take pictures, and literally travel to Miami Beach to take pictures, to be present because they know they are seen, they're heard, they're valued. And removing that $15 billion in the state of Florida in 2024 on tourism dollars, let's see how much of that they get in 2026, 2025 moving forward as an impact to this.
But the governor must know the financial impact, doesn't he? Isn't he aware of the financial impact of any of this? Or do
authoritarians really care?
What a silly question.
I won't name any 1930s German politicians, but I don't think they really looked at the budget numbers, sadly. And it's because it creates fear, and that harming businesses does help create fear in a totalitarian regime. And it's the businesses are being hurt not just by this, but the way that we've been scaring people, not just queer people, immigrants in Florida, Duval, they're seeing their landlords are seeing tenants leave, their incomes are collapsing because so many people are moving. Not all of them are being deported. Some of them are just going to Spain and Italy because we don't want to deal with this.
Well, and Canadians are selling property because they don't want to come back.
They're afraid. I don't blame them. It's getting scary to cross the border. They never know if they could be targeted. It's this is just part of a larger system of just fear and horrible stuff that I just think is clouding the Sunshine State.
And just to say a quick point in closing, really is just that when I've traveled outside the United States in the last 6 months to different countries, what I'm noticing is that a lot of people, when they find out I'm from the United States, they say we purposely did not choose to travel to your country. One, because we're not going to give our money to a country that is doing that to our kind, but also they say that we don't feel safe coming to your country now because we don't know what the hell is going to happen to us, and we may not even be able to go back to our country in a way that doesn't financially injure us, or you get locked up because of some reason, and then you're going to have to pay to buy more another flight home. It's financial injury.
It's
so
getting
people aren't
very
traveling.
scary. A cousin of mine, she just got engaged. She wants to go do a wedding in Italy, and I'm like, I'm afraid coming back in if they're going to mess with me. It's a scary time, and that is a big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.